Okay, now we have jumped up to an 80mm. This is the 80mm Mig-21. I originally had it set up with my own setup with the Haoya 80mm 10-blade rotor with a free-wing metal housing, in-runner housing, and a Leopard 3674 1900 kV motor. That worked good. Sounded like crap. I didn't like the sound of the 10-blade. So I got a good deal on eBay for the stock free-wing HET in-runner. So I got that put in here. Sounds much better. Flies about the same, but there's less of an amp draw. It's down to 110 amps from 120. But it flies wonderful. So I'm doing something different here too. I'm doing a full flap takeoff. Usually when I take off, it'll either be takeoff flaps or no flaps. At Baylands, we'll do half flaps and then it's off the ground once it hits the bump. But here I'm going to do full flaps just to show short field, how to do on a short field setup and with a little bit of a headwind. Again, this is the stock HET in-runner 12-blade free-wing. Battery is a 6S 40C 5000. So here we go. Clear the timer.
Cleared.
Coming. Let's go. Yeah, pretty quick. This stock setup, the stock in-runner is really good. The outrunner was good too, but the in-runner is just a little bit better. There's a fast pass downwind. What I really like about this thing is its low speed too. A lot of people are intimidated by this plane. Don't be. Not that hard to fly. If you set everything up the way it should be, don't go by the manual. You need to. I'll have to go do another video of my throws that I use. The ailerons are barely moving, but look at how much of a roll rate it has.
Time remaining.
So just depends on how you set it up. If you set the ailerons up per the manual, it's almost uncontrollable how fast it spins. Let me go back into the wind. I know it's fast. Go back down this way. Turn into the wind. I won't even drop the flaps for this. I'm just going to do some high alpha stuff, see if I can do it. The wind's a little buffety right now, so it may not be the easiest, but all I'm doing is pulling the nose up more and more, feeding in throttle to keep the speed up just enough. See that? Doesn't drop a wing, doesn't fall over, doesn't do anything. It just stays wherever you point it. Then punch it just climbs away. See, no bad tendencies at all. This is not a plane to be afraid of. Just do another fast pass. You just saw how it'll do slow. Or fast. Okay, so that last one I just did, I did with no flaps down. So let's turn around. Let's get the flaps down. See what it does with the flaps down. I'm going to leave the gear up, just put the flaps all the way down. It's in landing flaps right now. Let's get that nose up. It's even slower this time. So I flew with low throttle, so I'm going to go a little over the top. This plane is not to be afraid of. I have a lot of expo. I fly with a lot of expo. That's just how I do it. Just my own personal preference. Dial the controls way down. The elevator can stay high, but ailerons, dial them way down. spin like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna come around and do a gear pass, make sure all the gear are down.
Gear down.
All 3 gear are down. So keep a safe altitude, climb up a little bit so that I can do a diving approach.
Takeoff flaps.
Landing flaps are in. One thing to do with a plane like this, especially any
1 minute over.
high performance EDF or high performance plane for that matter, but especially with EDS and jets, keep the nose, keep the speed up. Don't use your elevator to control your attitude. Use your altitude or attitude. Use the throttle to do that. So that whole way down wasn't the best landing because I was talking, but I used the elevator to hold the plane where I want to, kept the wings level, and then use the throttle to control its descent rate. I could have done better. I'll fly it again. But this thing, since it likes to land nose high, it's kind of hard to get it to do a real nice touchdown because it wants to, the nose just wants to keep going up and up and up. So, another one of my favorites, now up next, is the F-104. That thing's a bullet. That's a lot of fun, especially in the winter. Also, I forgot to mention what ESC was in here. I didn't use the stock ESC, I used a red brick. Yes, this is crazy high, but I did it anyway because it was cheap and it was about the same weight as a 100, but I'm using a 200 amp ESC. So, more than enough. Don't have to worry about it. Works great.